Hi, I'm Tanya, and I'm making some hot chow chow. Or if you're from Louisiana, they may say hot cha cha, but it's chow chow. And I'm making it with jalapenos, fresh jalapenos. I took the seeds out of them, and onions. I'm gonna skin the onions in a little while. Okay, just set the onions to the side. I got tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. They're hard, preferably green tomatoes with the chow chow. But I let the green tomatoes turn red on me. You know, with a busy life. Okay, but they're still hard. They're still plenty hard enough. What goes in the mixture is green peppers. This is jalapeno peppers. These actually are a little bit bigger than you really need. You can get small peppers, but we got the big ones, and you just use what you got. I took the seeds out of the inside, so because when you're eating it on side of your food, you don't want those seeds in your chow chow. Chow chow is good to be eaten on top, served over something. Red beans and rice, like we love in Louisiana, and you take a spoon of chow chow and put a dollop on it. Whatever you like, whether it's steak and rice, whatever, you put a dollop on it, or you put it off to the side. Chow chow to Louisianans is almost like pico de gallo to the Mexicans. Okay, right here I got some string beans. I got some fresh string beans I bought from my gardener from the market, and I'm gonna make some string beans, and I'm gonna use jars, mason jars. Right now I'm preserving them, I'm canning them, and I love to can or pickle, if you will. I'm gonna put them in the mason jars. I just steamed the mason jars, and I picked all the ends off of the string beans. You ever go to a club or make you some Bloody Marys, and they have these fabulous string beans? Well, whatever you like in Bloody Marys, you can pickle, because they're very pricey in the store. Have you priced string beans today, pickled string beans? Okay. So you can really pack the jar, because once you put the vinegar in, you put part vinegar and part water and season it. Once you put the vinegar in, it's going to make room. Because actually the vinegar is kind of cooking the peppers, the string beans, without losing the crunch. The onions, I'm going to put in a blender, because I cut the tomatoes by hand. I didn't have a food processor, so I cut the tomatoes by hand. So they would be a little bit smaller than that. Okay. I had to cut them by hand, but the onions I won't dare attempt to cut by hand. I'll be smelling like onions for days. Okay, so we're going over to the blender. My camera lady is speeding me up. Okay, I changed it to a bigger. I put it in a Dutch oven or roasting pan because I needed more room. Being that we had blender technical difficulties, I'm gonna end up. This is tomatoes, this is jalapenos, and onion. Technical difficulties going on with my blender, so I'm gonna sit this aside, and I'm cutting the onions and the peppers using a big kitchen knife. Be careful not to cut yourself, and it'll do just fine. I just didn't really want to be up and personal with the peppers, because they are hot. Even with the seeds out, they're hot. Make sure you take the seeds out. And this won't take long, because I don't take long. I feel like whatever you gotta do, you need to go ahead and do it. I got a pot of a tea kettle boiling with hot water. It's gonna be part vinegar and part hot water. I'm doing two things. I'm making pickle while I'm pickling. I'm pickling the string beans over here. Over here, camera guy. Okay, I'm just about through cutting the peppers. And one day, when I have time, I'm going to show you how to make stuffed peppers. This is a wonderful pepper to stuff. We usually stuff it with Philadelphia cream cheese. Put batter on it and fry them. Be careful when it don't let them bust in your mouth too hot. Let them sit a while. But that's a good appetizer too. If you like making appetizers, hors d'oeuvres for parties, this is a fine pepper to do it. But you gotta make sure your guests like spice. I don't use the peppers that's too hot. These are hot, plenty hot enough. But when you're stuffing peppers, because you gotta be able to eat it. You know, it's a little bit ridiculous if something is too hot to eat. Now this Chow Chow, with the mixture of onions, tomatoes, and peppers, it makes a good combination. The coolness of the tomatoes, the hotness of the peppers, and the spiciness tang of the onion. One pepper left. I got these mason jars already ready. I've boiled them. They're hot. I got hot boiling water, part vinegar, and part water. This is the rest of my onions. How do you stop onions from burning your eyes? Some people say use sunglasses, but I'm not going to do that. I might regret it, but I'm not going to do that. Look how beautiful this is. Look at how beautiful. Okay, I can move this up the way. Hot Chow Chow. What I'm going to do now is, before I go too far, I'm going to add some seasoning to it. I don't have to add a lot of spicy seasoning because it's already spicy. So I'm just going to put a little all seasoning, Creole seasoning in it for the taste. And it's going to be wonderful. And you got to put a pinch of salt for the acidity. Now remember, I'm putting this in large mason jars and part water and part vinegar. This is not too much salt, guys, because I still have more onions to cut in it. And I'm hoping I have enough mason jars to finish it. But this is a Louisiana thing, hot Chow Chow. My hands are clean, I've washed them over and over. You gotta wash them if you're dealing with peppers. I used to make this a lot. This is very relaxing. Pickling and canning is very relaxing. And I love it. I used to do this when I was a young woman with little kids, with babies. You can pickle almost anything. Can, pickle, preserve. Corn, whatever. Getting back to the string beans, if you like celery in your string beans, pearl onions, you do whatever you want to do. You can pickle it. Half and half. Vinegar. I use a distilled vinegar and water. Boiling water. The boiling water kind of gets it to cooking. And the acid from the vinegar, of course, does the canning. Preserving. I don't know how much time I have left for this video. But basically what I'm going to do, camera person is telling me I got 3 minutes left. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in these jars and seal them half and half, vinegar and water. And I'm going to put seasoning in here. Spicy seasoning in here if I could have on side of my whatever I want it on side of. You know what you do with string beans. Everybody knows what they do with pickled string beans. Thank you. We what? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is the done jars of the hot Chow Chow. This is Tanya again, finishing off the hot Chow Chow. Part vinegar, part water, seasoning, jalapenos, onions, and tomatoes. This is the spicy string beans. You just take the tips off of them, you rinse them off good, and you season them. Well, you season them in the jar. Half vinegar, a part boiling water. And this is another jar of the Chow Chow. If you want to change the Chow Chow into pico, put some parsley in it. Basically. I'm making the last jar. My hands are clean. That's a must. Jars have been sterile. Vinegar preserves and cooks. And of course I put salt in it for the acid. And I'm just gonna pack this last jar. Anytime you want to know how to fix something, anything Creole, hit me up on my website, on my YouTube site, and ask me, and I'll fix it for you. You just pack that down. Okay, I think that's about it. I'd like to get the rest of it in it, but I don't want no popping jaws. I'll wake up in the night think somebody's shooting. I saw that on the TV show, but it was beer. Like I said, for all my Spanish friends, of course I don't need to tell you, or Spanish food lovers, if you want to make this into some queso, put some fresh parsley. But right now this is Louisiana hot chow chow. I'm gonna put the vinegar in. I've already put some vinegar in it. I might need to take a little bit out because the vinegar is gonna soak to the bottom. Woo! Ran over. Okay, I'm just making a little hole because I really packed this one. The best foods that you could ever make is some food that you've had to hand make. Some of the best vegetables, some of the best food you could ever make is something that your hands was involved in. Thank you. Now I'm left to clean up my mess. I'm gonna put the lid on. The last thing is to put the lid on. Make sure the lid is good and tight. Not too tight, but tight. Okay. Some people sit stuff that they can in some hot water and let it boil a little bit. This is tomatoes. Vinegar and tomatoes cook itself. And this is those string beans, y'all. Thank you for watching.